YouTube, welcome back to another Honkai Star Rail video. Today we're going to be starting on Yunli's companion mission, Swords to Plowshares, and this will probably be our first time interacting with Yunli outside of the Trailblaze continuance. So that's going to be pretty interesting. And I believe this is also like so-called the prelude to the Saga of Primaveral Blade event, given that the two of them happen at the exact same time. So yeah, the synopsis for Yunli's companion mission is as such. An Outworlder delegation returns a long-lost Xianzhou sword. Yunli invites you to take part in the sword gifting ceremony. And without further ado, let us go. Teleport me nearby, Onegai. Thank you. And get my water real quick.
Wherever crowds gather, there is always an undercurrent beneath the surface.
That being said, if you guys missed it, I did do a Jiaoqiu pools video, so that's somewhere in the playlist. If you guys are interested, of course. No worries. This man is pretty hot. But yeah, let's go to Yunli's story. Whoops.
Ever since March started learning swordplay from Yenqing and Yunli, her voice has been absent on the express.
Indeed.
I wonder how well she's progressing. Where has she been these days?
Hello. Oh, okay. So this is how it starts. Yunli's messaging us. Have you seen March 7th? She didn't turn up for practice. Why don't you message her? I plan to go look for her. Who's March 7th? March 7th? We never had anyone named March 7th here. That's right, guys. Gaslight Gatekeep Girl Boss. Skipping class already? Indeed. I didn't manage to read all the texts. No. Alright, hold on. Helping her skip class, eh? Your friendship must be pretty solid. How about you take her spot for this training session? Grrr. No thanks. I haven't seen her. If I can't find March 7th, then I can only seek out her legal guardian, which is you. I'm not her legal guardian. No use talking to her guardians. No use talking to her guardians. If the kid won't perform, seeking the grown-ups won't do anything either. Besides, when has March ever listened to me? True. Indeed, Grandpa will usually throw out all the complainers. I was ordered to instruct her in the ways of the sword. She can skip this class, but I can't skip my duty. We need to talk about your child's behavior. Canonically, we are March's, parents now. That's fun. How about this? You come find me at Aurum Alley, I'll wait for you. Alright, so Vita Infinita, Swords to Plowshares. So head to Aurum Alley and meet Yunli. We're only a 1 year old, but we already can have a child. I know, right? What are the laws in this place? We jest. Of course. Oh, wrong way. Yunli's right at the entrance. Hello.
There you are.
Tiny being.
I was looking around before you got here. I already looked everywhere, but March 7th is nowhere to be found.
I wonder where she went. So no need to keep looking for March 7th? Maybe March 7th is actually...
Forget it. Let's just assume she successfully skipped class.
I'm surprised you're letting this go that easily, not gonna lie.
Actually, she's been quite diligent in her swordplay practice and hasn't taken many breaks lately. I think she deserves a day off.
What about me? I deserve a day off too.
Besides, I used to skip classes even more than her back when I was still learning. If I was in the mood, I could train for 3 days straight. But if I wasn't in the mood, none of my seniors could find me.
Yeah, that's pretty fair, yeah.
So, I can understand where she's coming from.
So then I can I go back? Looks like she learned it from her master. Hell yeah.
Don't make excuses for her.
Oof.
Since you're here, let me treat you to some tasty food.
For free? Hey yo.
I'm more interested in you today.
Me? Interested in what? Let me be clear, I'm not learning swordplay from you. God, I love the Mimi options.
Let's walk and talk.
My throat is not doing
She
well.
told me there's tasty food in Aurum Alley. Let's go there.
Alright, will do. Ooh. Yentui,
Table
okay.
for two, please.
All right, come on in. What would you like?
Good question.
Well, we'll have one of everything on the menu.
The
Ooh.
entire menu?
You can eat that much?
Do you think it'll be enough?
She's worried we won't be able to finish it all. I don't have much money on me right now. Yeah, we're broke bitches.
Don't worry. I've got enough money with me.
Oh, I mean, sure, I guess. Yunli looks at you confidently. That doesn't inspire confidence in me, though. But I mean, if you insist, I guess?
Well, then I'll start making a few dishes, and if you need more, just let me know.
Alright.
Thank you.
Every F&B's worker's worst nightmare, true. Are you sure we don't need to look for March?
No, I've thought about it. She deserves a day off.
Where's Yensing? Where's Yensing in this? Do you usually eat a lot?
Yeah. I mean, not too much, actually.
It's okay. Growing kid need to eat more. No worry, no worry.
Grandpa said to never be stingy when it comes to making friends. So, how big is your appetite?
We have 4 stomachs. Just like a cow. My stomach is a bottomless pit. I don't eat much.
Ah, then eat to your heart's content.
Hell yeah. Did you just say you're interested in me? I'm sorry, but my heart is taken for a very lovely man. His name is called Dan Hong, in case you don't know. Yeah.
Well, to be more precise, I'm interested in your sword.
But we wield the bat. Unless you're talking about the flaming lance? Or the hat?
Yanqing mentioned you before. He said that you're not to be underestimated, and that your weapon has a unique shape.
So I assume it's probably the lance? Interesting.
I've always been curious about your sword. How the weight is distributed, what material it's made of, whether it contains any special ingenia, and what kind of sword techniques you use.
Of course it's about swords. It's not a sword, it's a baseball bat. Alright, it's not anything special. Clearly she's interested in hats. Exactly.
Seriously? A bat?
So we're going all the way back to physical Trailblazer then. Interesting. Are you still curious? Are you disappointed? Are you disappointed?
Just the opposite. This is fascinating.
Ooh, okay. You place your beloved bat, your most trusted companion, perhaps second only to the likes of March 7, Dan Hong, Welt, Himiko, and Pom Pom before Yunli's gaze.
So, it really is a baseball bat.
It's a very sturdy bat.
Grandpa said that a sword doesn't have to be constrained by its shape, so, in a sense,
It's beautiful,
your bat
exactly.
is a sword too. He also said that a weapon mimics its master, so your bat actually reflects your habits and nature, you know?
Exactly. Also, free bat pics for free?
Let me guess. You're someone who doesn't follow the rules, enjoys improvising, and can handle yourself well against tough foes.
She's calling
Am
us
I right?
dull and hard-headed? Oh my god, true. Have you been secretly filming me? Oh, you're mistaken. I always follow the rules. Right. Oh god.
Amazing, right? And I bet you always say something silly like, rules are made to be broken.
How in the...
I've come across so many sword
Wait,
wielders
how do you know
who act
that?
all righteous
Bruh.
and moral, but we're really just liars. Their
Yeah, she
swords
knows.
always told the truth, though. They told me that their wielders were just a bunch of frauds who relied on their divine weapons for everything.
I assume that's what you think of Yensing then.
I've hunted down hundreds of swords like this so far, and every single one of them has been melted down.
Wait, you take people's swords by force and melt them down? But what if you make a mistake?
Swords are more honest than words. It's much easier to judge a sword than to judge someone's words. So I rarely make mistakes.
I am interested though, because in your trailers, like, in Yunli's trailers, she appears to have the ability to be able to judge a sword. Like, to speak to swords. So I wonder how that works in this.
But just looking at a sword is not enough. Grandpa always says, words and expressions can be deceiving. But in a fight to the death, a sword's movements never lie. The war dance is just around the corner. You'll be participating, right?
Are we?
Miss Yunli, for talented sword masters like you, the war dance is a perfect opportunity to show off your skills and make a name for yourself.
I don't recall hearing this voice before.
But for people like him,
Oh,
who've
it's-
already
oh,
made
it's
significant
you.
contributions to the Xianzhou, they maybe don't need to prove themselves on the war dance stage.
True.
It has been a while, Mr. Nameless.
Hi. It's been a while
And
too.
You are?
Not gonna lie, I forgot about you. I'm so sorry. And you are, this is Madame Kong's secretary.
Thank you for your introduction, Mr. Nameless. I'm Shi Kuei, and I work in the Palace of Astrum as the secretary for the Hellmaster.
Why does she sound so sarcastic? Yeah, I agree.
Apologize for interrupting your conversation. I happened to hear you discussing the war dance. And since this person is an old acquaintance, I thought I'd come and say hello.
Are you hosting any guests, Miss Sikwe? I'm pressing
Yes,
buttons,
with
but
the
it's not
war dance
working.
approaching, many guests from afar are pouring in. Mr. Pavo here is one of them. He's from the distant planet Kalevala.
Kalaval. Interesting.
Mr. Pavo's planet recently joined the Pan-Cosmic Trade System. He brought his delegation here this time, not only for business, but also to return something that belongs to the Xianzhou.
Ooh, interesting. Well, I wonder what he's gonna be doing on the ship, given that any NPC that is introduced in the story quest is 99% of the time going to be bad.
Miss Shikwe, the word gift is perhaps more fitting than return. While it did once belong to the Xianzhou, we faced many tribulations to be able to deliver it here, so it should be considered a gift.
It's like Posh Noble talking down to us.
I
Damn.
apologize for my poor choice of words. Mr. Pavo's delegation brought a legendary Xianzhou sword that had been lost for centuries.
Does it be on the oh, does like Shikwe's voice actor sound like Jade?
General Huayan plans to personally thank them at the Palace of Astrum and present the sword as a prize to the champion of the war dance. Mr. Pavo and I were actually on our way there.
Interesting. Okay.
Since you two were talking so enthusiastically about the war dance, maybe you'd be interested in joining us at the
Don't
Palace
do your
of Astrum?
mommy like that. Oh my god. All right, bestie. Okay, so we can talk to Yunli or talk to Pavo. Pavo.
Nice to meet you both. The journey to the Xianzhou Lafu wasn't an easy one, but the scenery here is worth it. It's completely different from my homeland. Once the formalities at the Palace of Astrum are finished, I'll find a quiet spot on this street and plant a seedling. And then my mission will be complete. The Sword of Heroes will finally be returned to its rightful owners. I couldn't be happier.
Let's talk about Kalevala.
Oh, you're interested in my home planet? That's great. Your Excellency is welcome to visit us at any time.
Your Excellency. Oh wow. We treat it with dignity and respect?
Even
Wow.
though the trade route just opened, it still might take around 200 system hours to get there from Pier Point. But our planet is really great.
Pierpoint? The IPC?
Yeah, sure, it's a bit cold and
Interesting.
food is a bit repetitive and our houses aren't as fancy as those on Pier Point, but that doesn't matter. We've discovered massive supernium deposits, and we're on the path to prosperity.
Supernium? What that? Let's talk about the sword.
Oh, you mean the Mieka Kivesa? It's an incredible sword. That weapon helped the legendary heroes of my homeland slay demons, and is highly revered.
Interesting.
It also has the power to choose monarchs. All the ancient kings of Kalevala received a sign from the sword, showing they were worthy to rule the land.
Ooh, okay. I wonder what Yunli thinks of this then.
According to tradition, Each monarch would plunge the sword into a stone, and only a hero recognized by the sword could pull it out and ascend to the throne next.
So, Arthur's the Legend of King Arthur. Interesting. Is it some sort of biometric technology that sword can actually appoint worthy monarchs?
Well, those are just legends from the past. No one today has witnessed it firsthand.
I suppose probably Yunli will be the one to do that. Why don't you keep the sword for yourselves?
Well, times have changed, and now that we have a council in place, the idea of a sword crowning a king has become a joke. Besides, it
Ooh.
wasn't a native of Kalevala who last pulled out the sword and recognized its connection to the Xianzhou ship. It was a visitor from afar.
Interesting.
While the sword holds great historical significance for Kalevala, it doesn't truly belong to our world. The old-timers on council had a heated debate about whether to return the sword. They eventually unanimously agreed to let the Mieka Kivesa return to where it truly belongs. That's the best possible outcome.
I see. I'm going to witness its return too.
Wonderful. It's an honor to have so many people witness the sword's homecoming.
He seems okay so far, so like, I guess we're good.
Wonderful. It's an honor to have so many people witness the sword's homecoming.
I'm being overtly critical, I feel.
Let's head to the Palace of Astrum together.
I'm not interested in the sword, to be honest. I'd love to take a look at that sword too.
I know, right? Thanks to March 7th skipping class, we get to join in on the fun.
Yep.
Grandpa always asks me to go look at swords with him, but he hasn't said anything about this one. It's really weird. But now that we're invited, let's go and check it out.
Well, that should be sounding off alarm bells. He seems like a cultist? Probably, yeah. Well, time to go to the Palace of Astrum and meet Yunli. Into the palace we go.
Wherever crowds gather, there is always an undercurrent beneath the surface.
God, I love Markman. Alright,
There you are. Come on, let's go to the ceremony together.
okay, let's go. I wrote Argenti? Oh, that's
Please allow me to
unexpected.
offer a sincere compliment, my fair lady. Your beauty is as pure as a snow-white iris.
It is comrade, indeed. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still not really used to Argenti's new voice actor. But, you know, these type of things take time. But yeah, genuinely was not expecting to see Argenti here. Why are you everywhere? Are you attracted to us because, you know, we're so beautiful? Like, oh my god. Oh god. Okay. Bro just pops up everywhere? Exactly.
Well, if it isn't my dear friend. Glad to meet you again.
Damn.
Who is this weirdo?
He is not a weirdo. He is my stalker. Thank you very much.
Who is this knight?
I am Argenti, a member of the Knights of Beauty. I was invited as a part of the Kalevala delegation to escort the legendary Mieka Kivesa back to the Xianzhou.
Ooh. Interesting.
May I have the honor of knowing your name?
Why are you like everywhere, bro?
My name is Yunli.
What a beautiful name. I wonder if you have ever heard the holy name of the pure and flawless goddess Adrilla.
Of course. The first thing he talks about is Drilla.
Oh, you're here, Yunli. Didn't expect you to be so well informed.
You get posh
Well,
new V
that you're
vibes from the
here,
new Argenti.
Don't forget your
VA,
manners.
Lamau. But fair though.
Manners,
Fair. I can see it.
Come on. You won't find another granddaughter as polite and well-behaved as me.
Well, just remember this is a very serious ceremony. Sorry for keeping you waiting, Mr. Pavo. Now, let the sword gifting ceremony begin.
Ooh.
Before the
That's a lot of people.
ceremony officially commences, I want to express my gratitude to the Knight Argenti. Thank you for enlightening us about the sword's origin and for escorting it here safely
he
so that
told
we
you
may
about it.
complete this ceremony.
Interesting.
On behalf of the Kalevalan delegation, I, Pavel Kalistaya, am here to return the legendary Mieka Kivesa to the Xianzhou Alliance, its rightful homeland.
I wonder what language that is. Mieka
I'm truly
Kivesa.
grateful for Kalevala's noble act of returning the sword and for the Knight of Beauty's chivalry. Now, as we gather here on the Xianzhou Laofu, I officially welcome the sword back to its homeland. Mieka Kivesa. It's a fitting name for a sword with such a legendary past.
Mieka Kivesa.
I still remember the name engraved on this sword the day it was forged. Guyin.
Guyun?
It was
Ayo?
forged by Han Guang, a craftsman from the Zhu Ming's Pyrojaya Forge.
Wait. Hangguang?
Hanguang?
Although its blade is worn and cracked, its essence remains as resilient as the Xianzhou Cloud Knights. All it needs is some repairs and polishing by the skilled craftsmen of the Artisanship Commission to regain its former glory.
What's up? You sent something wrong.
I've decided to entrust this sword, Guyin, to the Laofu Artisanship Commission for restoration. Furthermore, it will serve as the prize for the champion of the Laofu Wardens.
Oh, okay, so more
This sword
lore
will be
about the
wielded
Wardens.
against abominations to protect our homeland and live up to the mission of the Kalevalan delegation that returned it from so far away.
Okay, Yunli definitely senses something up. What is happening?
Thank you, General. It is an honor for Kalevala.
What was that look, Argenti?
Now, esteemed knight and delegation members, please head to the Artisanship Commission, where...
No! This sword was forged by Hongguang.
Oh.
Yunli! These esteemed guests have brought back your father's last work. Where
Oh.
are your manners?
Oh. I see.
Oh, I didn't realize this sword was actually forged by your father. Returning it to its rightful owner is,
Grandpa, give me that cursed sword right now. I'll melt away the remnants of that man's curse once and for all.
Oh, wow. Calm down, Yunli. Curse sword? Maybe I shouldn't react.
Don't be rude, Yunli. Apologize to our esteemed guests from afar.
But that's curse? Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for making a scene, but I have to melt down this cursed sword. I won't let it fall into anyone else's hands.
Damn, the voice acting goes hard.
Yunli, please, go for now.
Oh, wait. I just mirealized, wait, no, Huayan is Yunli's grandfather, so that means it's a family thing. Oh god. Oh boy. Generational trauma. Okay, what is Argenti looking at?
This is exactly why I didn't want Yunli to know about this. I didn't want to create trouble, but trouble found its way here anyway. Perhaps it really is divine intervention.
Perhaps.
Could you, please, keep an eye on Yunli for me?
Sure thing. I'll make sure she doesn't get into any trouble. General, is it really my place to get involved in family affairs? Damn. Way to be heartless.
That is a tall order, but I'm counting on you.
And we will try our best. So help us God. Look at the
I
nose.
apologize for the unfortunate
Defined
interruption.
one.
Let us move on with the ceremony.
At the fervent plea of Huayan, you temporarily depart from the Palace of Astrum to something Yunli. Probably to meet up with her.
Yunli should be around here somewhere.
I want to figure out this lore behind this cursed swords. Very interesting. Salutations. Hello, Ayakat. Thank you for the follow. What's wrong, Yunli? Observe a bit more.
Did Grandpa send you to look for me?
Yeah.
I bet he did.
Oh, so now you're a mind reader. Actually, I'm here because I care about you. Exactly.
Really? Thank you.
Now I feel bad. Oh boy.
Just so you know, I'm here just waiting for the perfect moment to snatch that sword. And once I have it, I'll melt it down before anyone can react. Don't even think about stopping me. No one can stop me.
But why though? No one can help you if you don't explain what's going on. You think I'm going to just let you because you're causing trouble?
Grandpa sent you here. Surely he doesn't want you to help me.
I mean, you never know.
Have you heard of cursed swords? That sword is one.
So it's a sword that's been cursed. So it's like a sacred sword that has been corrupted?
I guess that's what it means, literally. A cursed sword lets anyone, even a complete novice, wield it with insane skill. Just by
Interesting.
holding the hilt, even the weakest rookie can brandish it with incredible speed and strength.
Oh boy. With something like that, March 7th could graduate in just one day. Oh god. So where can I buy one? Lol.
I'm not joking around. And I'm not making up some crazy story.
Okay, yeah, we get
Well,
it.
a cursed sword grants instant abilities to its wielder.
But what's
comes
the
at a
cost? Yeah. Everything comes at a cost.
It's like continuously adding fuel to the forge. With each swing, the sword drains the wielder's blood and essence. Day by day, the fuel will run out, leaving nothing but an empty husk.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Soon enough, it will no longer be a person wielding a sword, but a mindless, killing machine, consumed by bloodlust and murderous thoughts.
This sounds oddly familiar. So it's like being possessed by a heliobus.
I wonder if you've ever heard of a creature called a heliobus. It loves to feed on human emotions and memories, and excels at manipulating its hosts.
Just like Cirrus.
There was a lunatic swordsmith who infused metal blades with heliobi, as he was obsessed with turning weapons into living things. And this is how cursed swords were made.
And I assume that lunatic is your father. So Guyun is one of those cursed swords? So your father sealed a heliobus inside that sword.
I know, I shouldn't have caused a scene at the sword gifting ceremony. But I've thought this through. If I don't make a fuss now, that cursed sword will cause a whole lot more trouble. So it's better if it's me causing the trouble.
I kind of wonder. Like, I'm a bit worried because we saw how Argenti was just staring at the case. I'm not sure if he's going to go for the sword. That's what makes me a bit worried, you know. I wonder if Huayan's gonna do anything about this situation as well.
By the way, aren't they supposed to be taking the sword to the Artisanship Commission for repairs? Why haven't they come out yet? Any ideas?
Maybe there are other ways out of the Palace of Astrum.
Looks like they're not going to show up here. I'll just head straight to the Artisanship Commission. It doesn't matter why Grandpa chose that sword. I won't let it fall into anyone else's hands.
But what happens when you melt down the sword though? Does Bro Seeks Beauty not power is fine? Well, hopefully.
I'll track down every single sword he forged and melt them down one after another. Just like I've been doing all these years.
Forbidden drink, oh boy.
I have to go now.
Is she planning to sneak into the Artisanship Commission and steal that sword?
Nope, guess we're following her then.
Maybe I should keep an eye on her.
It's not a maybe, we have to. Oh boy. Well, to the Artisanship Commission. Let's see where she's hiding.
The Artisanship Commission is so big. Where could she be?
No clue. Who that? Scared
Just a while
craftsman.
ago, a girl came up to me, all fierce and demanding directions. She said she's a member of the Artisanship Commission. Do you know her?
Once again, this
No
voice
idea
sounds
who she
very
is.
familiar.
If she really works here, how can she not know her way around?
Well, I know her. She's from the Central Juming's Artisanship Commission. Was she carrying a massive sword?
Yeah, she wasn't big at all. But that weapon of hers was pretty intimidating.
Yep, that's definitely Yunli.
She was in a hurry, heading straight for the Artisanship Commission, and I didn't want to ask too many questions.
Fair enough.
She said something like, "I'm a member of the Artisanship Commission. Where do you keep your precious stuff?" Got scared and pointed her toward Master Gongshu's warehouse, where he stores his arumatons.
Oh boy.
Wait, why did you give her directions? What if she's planning to steal something?
But I mean, then you should have led her in the wrong direction then. Let's cut to the chase. Where did she go?
Where else? Like I said, she was headed straight for the warehouse, where all the valuable arumatons are.
You actually gave her the correct directions? Boy, you are stupid.
Yeah, that place is filled with Master Gongshu's precious arumatons. I bet they'll give her a hard time.
No. Oh boy. Well, we're going to Master Gongshu's, arumatons. Oh boy. I can foresee this not ending well. Just a hunch. Damn, okay, you've cleared out a bunch of them.
What are you doing here? Look, if I get into trouble, it's my problem. I don't want to drag you into it.
Is this really the time to talk about that? I promise your grandpa that keep an eye on you.
Fine. Let's smash these metal cans first. Then we can talk.
Did we get her in
The
a
game
party?
is on.
No. Interesting. Okay. No biggie.
For oblivion.
Can you find the answer?
It's better to make no move. A little more heat. I'm honored by since you're already here. Why not have a meal
Right.
before you leave?
Oh, your sanction mode is activated.
I
Oh
reap
no.
departed.
No biggie.
It too shall fall.
Die. Holy shit, 1.2 million. Damn. Kick, prep your team.
That was the last of them. Thank you for helping me out.
Ah, piece of cake. We're Gucci.
This place is heavily guarded. But there's nothing but arumatons. Where is the arsenal?
Somewhere else, probably.
Seems like not even those craftsmen know where the arsenal is. At this rate, we won't find anything. And Grandpa might take me away before I can do anything.
I think if anything, Huayan is probably dealing with it in some other way. Like, he's probably like, oh, you know, like, oh, we're having this huge ceremony, you know, we're returning the sword, wow. Then after he's like, burn it, you know, kill it, now, melt it, you know?
You're not really here to help me. You're here to stop me, right?
Bruh, of course I'm here to stop you. I just can't stand you and watch you get into trouble. You know, the cursed sword isn't just your problem. Sacrifice someone to purge the sword.
No. It's not. Grandpa made a promise to the delegation, and going back on his word would tarnish his reputation and make things difficult for the Luofu. But leaving that cursed sword here will also make things difficult for the Luofu. So all things considered, the best outcome is for me to melt that sword down and take all the blame.
Seems like she has some underlying trauma. Like, why are you so hell-bent on this? Like, what did your dad do?
You probably think I'm being impulsive and unreasonable, right?
Yeah. Well, I guess I just feel like you're too obsessed with her swords. So you are self-aware after all. Yep.
Hey! I'm not always like this. It's all because of that cursed sword.
Which cursed sword? Why don't you just tell me everything? Yeah, we won't understand your perspective unless you say something.
Look. I owe you an explanation. But this isn't the best place to talk. We need to find somewhere else. Let me be clear though. I'm still pretty riled up. This is just a temporary break. I already told you about Guyan. The sword that was returned during the ceremony. It's a cursed sword, with a heliobus inside. And Hongguang, the swordsmith who forged it, is my father. I rarely mention his name to anyone other than Grandpa. Maybe, like you said, I've been avoiding having to talk about him.
Yep, there's the trauma.
As long as my mission to hunt down cursed swords continues, it's impossible to avoid the topic forever. For some reason, I feel like I can open up to you. Honestly, I don't remember much about him. All I know is that the Pyrogyre Forge used to be a bustling place.
Pyrogyro? Oh, okay. Flame wheel.
Swords.
That makes sense.
They called him the greatest master craftsman since Yingxing.
Since Blade. Ooh.
I didn't catch all the details, but I do remember seeing him forge those amazing swords, while the visitors watched with smiles on their faces. I used to believe that craftsmen brought happiness to others.
Damn.
The swords crafted by the Pyrogyre Forge are famed across the stars. They possess exceptional sharpness and invincibility. With these legendary weapons, even ordinary people can become skilled warriors, capable of overcoming the most formidable opponents. But then, he became obsessed with becoming a famed swordsmith, and started crossing all sorts of lines. He forged cursed swords that should never exist. And all those people who desired those twisted swords started flooding into the palace.
Oh boy.
However, just like Grandpa said, those who excel with the sword will eventually suffer by it. The palace was overrun with visitors from afar.
Oh god.
Some left empty-handed.
Oh god.
Others got swords that didn't fulfill their desires. And some even resorted to stealing.
Yeah, the soulless eyes.
In the midst of all the chaos my father created, he ended up being stabbed by one of the swords he forged.
I see. This is terrifying. Holy shit.
So sudden. and unexpected.
I got the background noise as well. Jeez.
Everything went silent for a moment. All I could hear was the sound of bones breaking and blood pouring out. I was frozen in place, unable to move. It was only when my mother pushed me away from the deadly swing of the cursed sword that I managed to escape.
Oh god.
I don't remember much after that, except for the pounding of my heart and the sound of my own gasps of breath. I could hear the smiths in the pyrogyre forge shouting, "Run away, Yunli!" And the screams of agony.
Oh god.
My tears wouldn't stop, and I couldn't see anything. I kept gasping for air until I collapsed in a pool of blood.
Oh god.
If General Huayan hadn't arrived in time, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you now. After that, General Huayan took me in and treated me like his own granddaughter. To me, he is 100 times better than my sinful father. He taught me forging and swordsmanship. Hangguang paid for his sins, but his troubled legacy must not go unchecked. According to the records, he forged a total of 1,382 heliobus cursed swords, and 182 of them had unique designs.
Oh.
When I joined the pyrogyre forge for training, I made a vow to hunt down all those cursed swords. So far, I found 312 of them, and Guyun will be my 313th. Like all the other cursed swords, I'll separate it from the heliobus. Then, I'll melt it down and make it part of the blade of forged remnants. I've said my piece now. Even though it'll be tough for Grandpa, I still have to melt down the sword.
But the delegation calls it the Sword of Heroes. I think you should talk to General Huayan about it. Yeah, I agree.
So, you're saying, even though Grandpa knew it was a cursed sword, he still chose it to be a prize because he thought it wouldn't cause any trouble?
Or maybe he was saying it in front just to like save face, but like behind his back, who knows, he might switch it out, you know?
No. No matter how I think about it, something is definitely off. Grandpa didn't tell me anything about the ceremony. He must be hiding something. Besides, after our argument today, you want me to go back and talk to him now?
Oh boy.
No way. At least not today. Maybe tomorrow.
Well, please do talk.
Somehow, after talking to you, I feel like I've cooled off a bit.
Well, that's good.
Well, I'll have an honest conversation with Grandpa tomorrow. And I won't take any action against Guyun until he gives me his reasons.
Don't forget to apologize to him.
Yeah. I shouldn't have done that in a public place. Anyway, thank you. We'll catch up tomorrow.
I should go back to the Palace of Astrum and to tell General Huayan what happened at the Artisanship Commission.
Oh boy. Got a lot of explaining to do. But also, yikes, Yunli's. If there's anything I've learned from like the majority of the Star Rail characters, is that everyone needs fucking therapy. Like, why are y'all not getting therapy? Jeez. Oh wait, there's something collectible here. Don't mind me.
My granddaughter didn't cause any trouble, did she, young man?
You can take a guess. You explain Yunli's situation to Huayan. You explain what happened in detail, and Huayan's nervous expression eases a little.
Sorry for all this trouble. Yunli told you quite a bit. Now it's time for this old man to tell my side of the story. Guang was my beloved disciple. A rare genius not seen in the Pyrogyre Forge since Yingxing. However, talent can sometimes be a curse. He had an unusual fervor for forging, and he dreamed of forging a sword with self-awareness that surpassed that of humans.
A sentient
He
sword.
believed it would make warriors invincible without any training. According to him, while weapons of mass destruction like Zhu-Ming flames and alchemical arrows can destroy many enemies, true victory lies with soldiers who fearlessly fight, ready to lay their lives on the line.
Fair enough.
Usually, Xianzhou swordsmiths infuse a basic level of awareness into their swords to make them easier to wield. But even then, soldiers need to experience countless battles to overcome fear and sharpen their instincts. So
he thought of using Heliobite to absorb emotions. So he thought of using Heliobite to impart combat experience.
by infusing Heliobi into swords, he managed to forge weapons that could grant their wielders strength and valor, and even make decisions for them. However, weapons are different from regular tools. They are meant to kill, plain and simple.
Yep.
After countless battles, all the anger, fear, and bloodlust are soaked up by the Heliobi within the swords. The soldiers wielding them not only gain strength, but they also become consumed by the malice, turning them into puppets possessed by the swords.
Oh god. That does not sound fun.
No matter how noble Hongguang's intentions were, those weapons, soaked in blood, turned into cursed swords eventually.
I see.
Later, Outworlders got wind of what he was doing and encouraged him to keep forging cursed swords. They came up with all sorts of reasons, from taking back their kingdoms to slaying demons.
Oh, is that how one of the swords ended up in Pavel's hands?
And you know what happened next. That massacre took her parents' lives, and the lives of many craftsmen in the Pyrogyre Forge. Yunli managed to survive, but she couldn't escape the horrors of that day.
Everyone needs therapy. So that's why you didn't want her to see that sword.
Yes. I don't want her to spend her whole life trapped under her father's shadow. She doesn't deserve to carry the weight of his mistakes.
Very wise words.
Despite her vow to hunt down and wipe out all cursed swords, fulfilling that vow requires immense effort. Traversing the starry seas in search of the swords is like finding a needle in a haystack.
Fair enough.
And to reclaim those swords, she has to duel the bloodthirsty wielders, teetering on the edge of life and death. She has taken back over 300 cursed swords, and has suffered the same number of fatal wounds. I took her in to give her a chance at a normal childhood, not to send her on a sword-hunting journey. Even if she manages to melt down all the cursed swords one day, what will she do with her life after?
That is true. That is very true. Does that sword really contain a heliobus?
Hu Yin is indeed one of the cursed swords forged by Hongguang.
Oh boy.
Very few swordsmiths could use Heliobi as forging material, and Hongguang was one of them. His attempt came at a terrible cost.
Wait. Very few, so people have done it before then. Yunli plans to talk to you tomorrow.
I thought this sword could be an opportunity. I wanted to tell her that her father wasn't all evil, that even the man she resents so much managed to forge a true sword of heroes.
Oh, so that sword is special.
I also wanted to find a chance to tell her about the history and origin of this sword, but not during the ceremony. As you saw, it wasn't a good time.
Yeah. Probably wasn't a good idea to have her there.
I've instructed the Artisanship Commission to keep the sword safe in the arsenal. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask the people involved.
Alright. Master Gongshu, there's something I want to talk to you about. Inform Master Gongshu. General Huayan gave the Luofu a sword called Guyun. Don't you worry, General Huayan has already conferred his instructions. Right, I heard from my apprentices that a young lady with a sword barged into the Artisanship Commission. That's General Huayan's granddaughter, right? Is she here to chat or kidnap me? She's calmed down now. She promised me that she wouldn't take Guyun until we've confirmed the situation. What? She's coming to steal the sword? My nerves can't take more of this. The Knight of Beauty just escorted the sword to the Artisanship Commission. It is currently in the armory without a chance for compromise or mishaps. You just relax. When I have the time, I want to hear that girl tell me why she tried to steal the blade.
Since my granddaughter mentioned talking to me tomorrow, I'll be waiting for her. By the way, you watched over her for quite some time. You must be exhausted, aren't you?
Ah, we're fine. Totally exhausted. A pretty lady like her never gets tiring.
I'll be counting on you then.
Yep. As always.
Time to go back and find that class-skipping March 7th.
Of course.
Please, take good care of Yunli.
Will do. Leave the Palace of Astrum. Oh. After finishing it all, you returned to the Express and came face to face with March 7th. Caught skipping class. Oh boy. Sipping milk tea and gossiping, time slipped away unnoticed. The next day arrived. Does March not know of what happened? Oh boy. How? You there? Are you able to cooperate with us for a bit? Care to come by the Artisanship Commission? What's the matter? Something happened to the sword? Whoa, I didn't even say anything. How'd you know? That's correct. The Artisanship Commission said they received a sword yesterday from General Huayan, and today when they checked in, the sword had vanished. Anyway, the Realmkeeping Commission, jeez, I can't speak, is officially conducting an investigation and is interrogating the relevant individuals. Do you suspect me? I told them to be careful. So I'm a suspect? Come on, my lad, it's just routine questioning. Of course it is. But you did attend the sword gifting ceremony yesterday at the Palace of Astrum, and some craftsmanship said they saw you at the Artisanship Commission. Anyway, anyone who attended yesterday's ceremony and lacks a clear alibi will be considered a suspect. Of course. Oh boy. The craftsman also mentioned a young girl who broke into the Artisanship Commission with a sword in hand. She bears the bulk of the suspicion, of course. Alright, enough chatter. I'll see you at the Artisanship Commission. Well, I guess we're going to the, oh. Interesting. Do we ever sleep? Like in Star Rail? Oh, right. I suppose that was the Bellabog Hotel, right. Feels like we don't ever sleep in here. And it seems like everyone's here. Yunli, Huayan,
Right.
Pavo.
Everyone is here. It's time for questioning.
Yep. Okay.
Yunli, I'm sure you understand why the official called you here, right?
Yeah? But I didn't steal the sword.
I can vouch for her. Yunli promised me she wouldn't steal the sword.
Now is not the time to use your reputation like that.
Oh boy.
If we don't recover the sword, we will be breaking our promise to the Lawfu and betraying the delegation. We're counting on you to find the truth, Official Dahao.
Yes. It's my duty to thoroughly investigate the case. Even though Yunli is firm in her words, we can't just rely on her testimony.
After everything, the sword still got stolen. Ugh, they should have given it to me from the beginning.
Just keep quiet. Yeah, I agree. Just keep quiet.
In this case of Gu
Yep.
Yun's theft, everyone involved seems suspicious to some extent. Miss Yunli is the main suspect.
Why is he so soft? Hold on.
First, during the sword gifting ceremony, Yunli openly expressed her intention to steal the sword. She even mentioned it multiple times. After the ceremony, she broke into the Artisanship Commission and destroyed Arumatons in an attempt to get the sword. Am I right?
That's true.
Oh boy.
The Realm Keeping Commission inspected the arsenal where Gu Yun was stored, and there were no signs of forced entry through the doors or windows. The only possible entrance or exit was a small window gap, just a few inches wide.
Ah, so it's like a locked room murder mystery. Wish we had March 7th here. Oh god.
Hey! It's just a theft.
Close enough.
The box containing Gu Yun was opened and the sword went missing. But none of the other swords in the room were touched. Which means...
The suspect knew about the box and the sword. The theft was planned in advance.
I do know about the box and the cursed sword.
Yeah, but so does everybody. Everybody was there. The fuck?
Exactly. The suspect had a clear motive and took only Gu Yun. So, besides the ceremony participants, only the delegation members had access to the sword.
Could it be someone from the delegation that stole the sword? Could it be Argenti that stole the sword? Ooh. Could it be a certain craftsman that stole the sword? Could it be that I stole the sword? Bruh.
In that case, why would they return it to the Xianzhou in the first place?
That is a good point. Maybe they regretted their decision. Not everyone in the delegation has the same agenda. True.
That makes sense. The delegation, led by the Knight of Beauty, delivered the sword to the Artisanship Commission. The craftsmen who received it testified that they didn't take anything from the arsenal.
But if you testify and then you commit perjury, now that's a different issue. Could it be that Argenti stole the sword?
Argenti? Oh, that Knight of Beauty. He was with the delegation when they handed over the sword to the Artisanship Commission. You might not know, but he's the one who recognized the sword's origin on Kalevala and escorted it back to the Xianzhou. In other words, he's the one who made it possible for the sword to come home.
Yep, that we know.
So, he wouldn't have gone through all that trouble to bring it to the Lawfu if he wanted to keep the sword for himself, right?
Yep, that is true. Could it be that a craftsman stole the sword?
Master Gongshu checked the work records, and I questioned all the craftsmen and apprentices who were on shift at the time. But I didn't find any suspicious individuals.
Could it be that I stole the sword?
So, did you steal it?
Of course not. No, I didn't. Then what was that for? That was pointless.
Then stop joking around.
Yeah.
I can prove that he came to me after leaving the Artisanship Commission, so he couldn't have stolen the sword.
To put it simply, not everyone who's seen the sword has been to the Artisanship Commission, and not everyone who might want the sword has seen it. So, the only remaining suspect is Miss Yunli.
Oh boy.
Fair enough.
So,
I didn't steal the sword.
well, when you've eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth.
That's not how it works, but I guess. No, this isn't the only remaining possibility. I think we might be missing something here.
If you want to prove me wrong, you'd better come up with some solid evidence.
Alright.
Let me gather my thoughts. I need to help Yunli clear her name.
Talk to the witnesses
Did we miss any clues?
at the scene and investigate any evidence near the crime scene. There's 5 objectives. Alright.
Square formation, circular formation, yuan-yang formation. What should we try next?
Don't make me hungry, bruv. Yunli. I just wanted to look at his his idol.
Official Dahao. Let's do this his way and prove my innocence. If I can find that cursed sword, I can prove my innocence right away.
Maybe not you. That would be too convenient. And how are you planning on finding the cursed sword? No, that would make it look like you did steal it. Indeed. So that's not a wise decision.
There's something else bothering me. Why would the thief take the sword, but leave the case behind? Did they melt down the sword like I wanted to?
Is it really that strange? Maybe the case was too much trouble. Oh, that's more likely.
Yeah. Maybe. But if the case was too much trouble, wouldn't it be too conspicuous to carry around the sword like that? In plain sight?
You know what, that's also fair. Items obtained, Yunli's testimony. The prime suspect of this incident, she swore to completely melt every one of the cursed swords forged by her father, including Guyun. Pavel?
Who could have thought that the Mieka Kivesa would be stolen? And that the prime suspect is General Huayan's granddaughter?
Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
Regardless, we've accomplished our mission. And now it's the Xianzhou's problem. By the way, why did that girl call it a cursed sword? It's quite upsetting.
Because the sword can take over the wielder's mind, because the sword contains an evil spirit.
That's enough, young man. Now let me get something straight. On Kalevala, this sword has always been highly revered.
Yeah, fair enough.
The first master of the Mieka Kivesa slew countless demons and then passed it down to a line of wise monarchs.
Why was there some hesitation before wise?
The monarchs would heed the guidance of the hero spirits within the sword and gain insight into defeating their enemies.
Was that actually the voice of the Heliobus? That's a common element in myths and legends.
Oh, of course, it could just be a myth. After all, no one has actually heard the sword speak.
Interesting. This is very sus. Very, very sus.
The point is that the Mieka Kivesa did help the ancestors of Kalevala build a strong foundation. It's definitely not a cursed sword.
Yeah, I guess I can understand his perspective as well. Which is that, like, you know, if it's been around for so long, and if it's brought nothing but, like, joy, happiness, and prosperity to you, then yeah, then what's the point, you know? Like, it's not a cursed sword to you. A very interesting take. Pavel's testimony. A Kalevalan, an envoy in charge of diplomatic affairs, he led the delegation to return the ancient sword Guyun to the Xianzhou. Though Yunli calls it a cursed sword, Pavel firmly believes Guyun to be the sword of a hero as told in the legends from his home. We talk to Master Gongshu.
Yes, I received your message yesterday and went to the arsenal to check on it. But when I went back this morning, all that was left was the case. I don't know anything else, so asking more questions won't help, I'm afraid.
Interesting, okay.
However, as the Master Artisan of the Artisanship Commission, I've got to clarify something. Even though the sword was stolen, this commission is still highly secure.
So inside job.
Wait, no. I just remembered. My precious aromatons were smashed.
Oh right, yep, that happened. Master Gongshu's testimony. An artisan from the Artisanship Commission and a craftsman responsible for repairing the Guyun. He checked on how Guyun was stored after he reminded him to keep the sword safe. Guyun was yet to be stolen at that time. Huayan. Oh no, we
Yunli
talked to him
says she
already.
didn't steal the sword, and I am willing to believe her. But I know well that Yunli can be impulsive, so if she did steal the sword on a whim, I won't show her any favors. You were with Yunli yesterday, young man, so you have the chance to prove her innocence. Is there anything you need to ask me?
Oh yes, a lot of things actually. Did she come to you afterwards?
No, she was still mad at me, so she didn't come by. If she had come with you, she wouldn't be a suspect right now.
That's true. How was the sword delivered?
After the ceremony, Argenti carried the sword case, and together with the delegation, they were escorted by the Cloud Knights to the Artisanship Commission. The artisan there confirmed that the sword was safely stored.
Well, I feel like it's Argenti though. Like, as much as he is, you know, Knights of Beauty, working for a driller, all that, I feel like he's the one that's behind this mess. I'm not sure what he's doing though. Like, why is this happening? Like, okay. That's all I have to ask.
I'm counting on you then.
Huayan's testimony. General de Xianzhou Juming and Yunli's grandfather. Yunli had intended to talk to her grandfather about Guyun today, but the sword was stolen. Last but not least, Dahao.
If you've found any clues, feel free to tell everyone.
Wait, I'd like to talk to the others again.
Alright. Come back to me when you're ready.
Wait, I missed someone? Who have I not talked to? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's someone here that I'm missing. Ayo? Am I dumb? Oh wait, there's a thing here. Lol. The container used to seal Guyun is indeed a sight to behold. Its beauty is radiant. Perhaps this is the very beauty that has drawn unwanted attention. Regardless, as one of the few pieces of physical evidence left at the scene, it might just hold traces of the thief. Sword case exterior. The sword case, masterfully adorned with metal wire inlays, traces the pattern of lotus flowers, subtly proclaiming its origin from the illustrious Xianzhou Juming. Sword case lock. The locking mechanism nestled within the case remains intact, bearing no marks of external force or tampering.
So, the thief took the sword from the case without picking the lock.
That means they knew the combination. Oh god, it's really not looking good for Argenti. Oh dear. Okay, open sword case. You notice a few smears of red along the bottom of the sword case's interior. It's hard to ignore, as if a deliberate declaration of existence to those who are viewing the sword case. Extract the red coloring from the interior of the sword case. A few petals teetering on the brink of withering. More precisely, a single rose oh god, it is.
Why is this flower petal inside the case?
Argenti. You close the sword case and put it back. Intact lock. This lock on the sword casket that Guyun was stored in. Given its intact lock, the thief either had the key to the casket or was never locked to begin with. And a rose petal. A rose petal that was caught in the hinge mechanism. You can only think of one person who would leave behind this ostentatious trace wherever he goes. Yep, we know who it is. Talk to Taha and deduce the truth behind the theft again.
Any clues? Feel free to tell everyone.
I'm 100% sure that Yunli didn't steal the sword.
Thank you. But I'm not sure if I can convince Mr. Dahao.
It's okay, we'll use emotional manipulation. No.
100% true. Fine. Let me go through my reasoning again, and you can interrupt if anything feels off.
Debate.
Throughout the entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission, and that was Miss Yunli.
Okay, that sounds right.
Miss Yunli caused a ruckus at the Artisanship Commission trying to take away Guyun, but you stopped her in her tracks. After we haven't found any other suspects. After bidding farewell to
Oops, my bad.
you, Yunli pretended to leave, but snuck into the arsenal alone and stole Guyun. We haven't found any other suspects or evidence.
Can I prove this?
Ask again and see what
Throughout the
happens.
entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission, and that was Miss Yunli.
I have a feeling that we can continue questioning this.
Your statement isn't quite accurate. Argenti, the delegation members, and even me, we were all at the Artisanship Commission at some point.
Kinda love hearing Kayla's talk.
True. But they all left after delivering the sword, and the craftsman overseeing the handover confirmed that they couldn't have left with the sword. We looked into it as well. Before Guyun was handed over, the side crane at the entrance of the Artisanship Commission captured you leaving. But there's no record of Miss Yunli leaving.
So wait, she's just been
Would
here?
I dare leave through the main entrance after smashing the arumatons?
You know what? That's actually pretty fair. Yeah.
Throughout the entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission, and that was Miss Yunli.
Next.
Miss Yunli caused a ruckus at the Artisanship Commission trying to take away Guyun, but you stopped her in her tracks.
We can continue questioning this.
What Dahao said seems right. Exactly. So at least Yunli didn't steal the sword at that time, because we were at the Arumaton warehouse.
That is true.
If your testimony is reliable. I'm not implying anything, but we need to scrutinize every piece of evidence.
That's also
Miss
fair.
Yunli
You're only
caused a
doing your
ruckus
job.
at the Artisanship Commission trying to take away Guyun, but you stopped her in her tracks. After bidding farewell to you, Yunli pretended to leave, but snuck into the arsenal alone and stole Guyun.
I suppose here's where we present the lock, because it was...
On second thought, maybe let me think about it again.
Or not.
Take your time. My reasoning is solid.
Why? Wait, no, the lock makes sense, because like,
After
Yunli
bidding
doesn't
farewell
know
to
the lock.
Yunli pretended.
After Yunli
Alright,
and I
bruh.
went our separate ways, I messaged Master Gongshu to inform him about the incident.
Oh.
Then much later, Master Gongshu told me the sword was confirmed safe. So up until that point, Yunli couldn't have stolen it.
Yep.
Can I prove this?
Yes, you
After bidding
can.
farewell to you,
Yes, you can.
Yunli
With
pretended
Master
to leave.
Gongshu's
Wait,
testimony.
You messaged Master Gongshu? I had no idea.
Ooh, it pays to be
that's some solid
cautious. It
proof right
pays to
there.
be cautious. Hell yeah.
However, it only proves the sword wasn't stolen up to that point.
Fair enough.
I didn't do it!
After bidding farewell to you,
Is that not
Yunli
it?
pretended to leave,
Oh lord.
snuck into the arsenal alone, and stole Guyun. We haven't found any other suspects or evidence.
We can present the rose petal. There you
Found
go.
This in the crevice at the bottom of the case.
Hell yeah.
A rose petal? Huh. Yeah, I must have missed it during the search. Why was there a petal inside the case?
Take a guess, my
I
dear.
don't know. But I do know that wherever that Knight of Beauty goes, he always leaves behind a trail of rose petals that's almost impossible to clean up.
It's almost impossible to clean up. Oh boy. Debate successful. Let's
My
go.
thoughts are a mess. Let me sort them out. The sword case was never locked, which is evidence that only someone who delivered the sword could have done that. And the rose petal was probably left behind by that Knight of Beauty.
So why did Argenti take it?
But how did he manage to take the sword from the Artisanship Commission? Why did he steal it after returning it here? And why would he leave that petal in the case?
How am I supposed to know? Yeah, exactly. How am I supposed to know? Bruh, ask Argenti, not me.
I know. Guyun flew out of the case on its own. The Knight of Beauty only unlocked the box to aid its escape.
How do you know about Guyun? Guyun.
Don't be ridiculous. How can a sword escape from a case on its own?
It was unlocked.
You've never seen a flying sword before?
I've only heard about the miHoYo Kifesa being able to fly in legends. But even if it could fly, why would the Knight of Beauty do this?
Very good question.
Like I said, the sword contains a heliobus. Argenti must have been under the control of the sword. Maybe he was under its control even before you arrived on the Lofu.
Official Dahao, where can we find that knight?
Let me see. The docking location of Argenti's ship. The one and only.
Ooh.
Let's go. We've got to find Argenti before that sword completely takes over his mind.
Let's go. So I assume that we're gonna confront Argenti. Alright. So I assume that with the confrontation of Argenti, we will also have to fight. Petals are
Wherever
pretty,
crowds
indeed they
gather,
are.
there is always an undercurrent beneath the surface.
And I assume that with the confrontation, we'll probably get a chance to try out Yunli as well. So that's gonna be pretty cool. Hello, babes. Nice to see you again. Why are you staring off into space? In the corner of the Starskiff Haven, you stumble past... Okay, no, that was too fast. "15th day of month X, 1604.
I've been waiting for you here for quite a while.
Oh. That's kind of creepy.
Knight of Beauty. You're the one who stole Guyun, right? Hand it over. You have no idea how dangerous that cursed sword is.
Dangerous? In my humble opinion, the real danger is always the hand wielding the weapon.
Why steal Guyun now? So you intentionally left the rose petal behind?
Yes, I did. As a driller's knight, I've sworn to live in poverty, and I abhor theft. I had to leave behind a rose petal in order to keep my promise to Master Guyun and uphold my knightly oath.
Master?
What? What do you mean?
I agreed to assist Master Guyun in its escape from the Xianzhou. As the person who pulled it from the stone monument, captivated by its beauty, I must not let it down. I couldn't stay in the arsenal to convince the craftsmen, nor did I want to take the sword like a thief. That's why I left behind a small piece of evidence that pointed to my identity in the hope of an open and honest conversation with you.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. So he wanted to be found out.
Whatever your reasons are, you're planning to take the cursed sword away from the Xianzhou. Hand it over to me.
Back then, it was the beauty of Master Guyun that impressed me, so I willingly embarked on the journey to return the sword. But unfortunately, Master Guyun's homeland is no longer the ideal place for it to return to. As a Knight of Beauty, I must not abandon it halfway.
Oh boy, you've already been corrupted by it, it would seem.
He's completely captivated by the power of that cursed sword.
How can we snap him out of it? It's like a devil that can mess with your mind.
The solution is right in your hand.
My elbow?
Captivated? No, I am touched by Master Guyun's flawless beauty.
Wait a minute. What about Drilla?
To be honest, I'm confused why none of you can understand this sword. This is quite heartrending. I've already made up my mind to take Master Guyun away from the Xianzhou.
Consensual touch is good. I agree.
That cursed sword has messed with your ability to think. But I'll break you free from its grip. I'll shatter its illusion. And the sword itself.
Fair lady, if you're intent on taking away this person, this sword that is under my protection, please engage me with a fair duel according to knightly etiquette.
Oh boy.
As a representative of this duel, I, Argenti, challenge you.
A representative?
I swear on the spirit of chivalry, in front of Adrilla the Beauty, that I will represent Master Guyon in this duel.
God damn. He's a nut job at this point.
If I win, you will allow Master Guyon to leave the Xianzhou with me. And if you best me, Miss Yunli, I'll accept my defeat and turn Master Guyon over to you. Do you accept my challenge, Miss Yunli?
Fine. Let's see whose desire is stronger. Your desire to take it away, or my desire to hunt down all cursed swords.
God damn.
Show me what you've got.
Oh boy.
You're not going to use Guyon to fight for victory?
Wait, no, wait, this is the oh god, this is the wrong team.
This. A knight should rely on the skills he's honed day and night.
You're a real weirdo.
I don't know what you expected, my dude.
It too shall fall.
Alright, one face down, let's go.
The flesh wound. Bear witness. You are fighting a gentleman.
Oh lord. Oh no. Jeez, stop. Stop. Help.
Rise to the challenge.
Alright.
Put forth all your might.
Watch your head.
Yikes.
The dice have been cast.
Bust. Maybe I'll take it all. Do you desire the sword
The
too?
enemy strike first.
Of course, my dear babe.
I'm honored by your presence. Since you're already here, why not have a meal before you leave?
Dude is so hot. He is so hot. God damn. Oh damn. Alright.
weep for the departed.
This is a bit overkill, but I think we're fine. Yeah. Woohoo! Nice.
I've lost. According to the rules of a knight's duel, I should keep my promise and hand over the sword to you.
Mm-hmm.
But before I do that, I hope that you, as the winner, might have the mercy and listen to Master Guyon's past experiences.
Interesting.
This sword has been cursed since the day it was forged. Place it in front of me, and let me destroy it.
Okay, now we should hear him out.
Do what she says, knight.
But
Oh, so that was the sword. Interesting.
You've done so much for me already. It's time for me to face her alone.
Argenti draws forth an ancient sword scarred from countless battles. Before all eyes, the blade rises slowly.
I just want to share my past with you. To explain why I wanted to escape.
Ooh.
After that, I'll leave my destiny in your hands. Are you afraid to witness my past, little girl?
Afraid? Well, you do have a different aura from other cursed swords. But you're just trying to use my curiosity to lure me in.
Well, you know best that a single touch won't snatch away anyone's sanity.
True. Just be careful, Yunli. I think it's worth a shot. I think it's worth a shot. If anything, we're here for you.
Fine. Show me your past.
Talk to Guyon and learn why it fled. Anyone else you can talk to? Argenti? You're right, my dude? The knight understands the rules of knightly duels. He ceases arguing and instead eagerly waits for you and Yunli to listen to Guyon's past. Alright. Talk to Guyon and learn why it fled.
Impossible to contact the main Cloud Knight forces.
Oh god.
What awaits me will be a long and lonely war.
Follow me.
Is this your memory?
Oh god. Follow Guyon and live through a memory long forgotten on another planet. Borzin?
I didn't feel it when I was in the thick of battle, but now it's freezing me to the bone.
Oh god.
You're indeed a masterpiece from the Xianzhou Juming. If you hadn't taken control of my body, I probably would have been decapitated in that fight.
Quiet, and stay alert. Boris and wolf troopers never give up the hunt.
Hey, just relax a bit. It's been over 300 days since we were both stranded on this planet. The transmitter never rings, so I guess we can't count on that anymore.
Oh boy.
The people on this planet still use beasts to pull their carts. Obviously, there's no way they can help us fix the star skiff. Looks like we're stranded on this forsaken planet for the rest of our lives.
The rest of a Xianzhou native's life could be terribly long. Are you feeling any desperation? All by yourself in this hostile world?
Yeah, a bit. Perhaps.
When things get too rough for you to handle, just leave everything to me. No need to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders.
It's an empathetic blade.
Sure.
Interesting.
If I really can't handle things anymore, I'll leave my body to you. But now is not that time.
Do you really think you can oppose an entire Borisan army with your limited skills? What are you holding out for?
The Bellabok background, yeah.
It's true that I'm stranded here, but it seems like that Borisan pack is in the same boat. By the way, Guyan, do you know what a seed is? A seed may seem insignificant, but with careful cultivation and time, it can grow into a huge, unwavering tree. You said that the rest of a Xianzhou native's life could be terribly long. You're right. That's why I intend to plant a seed named Resistance here, and nurture it for the rest of my life. I want to show the people of this land how to defend themselves against those monsters.
Damn.
I can already see the seed in the eyes of those people.
You really think you can do it? Why not just give me control, and we can revel in the bloodbath together?
What was the memory I just saw?
Probably the
It was a
very first
memory of
owner.
me and a
Yeah.
Cloud Knight, stranded on an unfamiliar planet. We crash-landed on a planet occupied by Borisan. Just the two of us.
I can feel that it was a lonely war.
Oh boy. How lonely it must have felt.
I'm alive. But all the young people in the village...
They died. They died for you. They died because of your big promises. Promising them a life free from the Borisan. I tasted their despair before death. They didn't see it coming. And neither will you.
We can't stay here. Let's move on to the next village.
My god.
Why? What's the point? You and your sorry excuse for an army have been fighting for over 3 decades, and you haven't won a single battle. What you're sowing is not resistance, but despair. This world is hopeless. It's completely infested with packs of Borisan. You've seen their numbers, and you know their methods. And those commoners you've put your hopes in, they just kneel down and worship the monsters devouring their children and families, calling them their beastmasters.
Oh god.
You beheaded one of the beastmasters for their sake, but they turned on you because they were scared of the Borisan taking revenge. You remember all that, right?
I do. I remember my first death. The Borisan cut off my head.
Your first death.
But I also remember that if it weren't for a brave youngster who risked his neck to reattach my head and give me a proper burial, I would have disappeared completely.
Ooh.
I remember everything the people did for me. They left food at the entrance of my cave, fixed my fur coat, and some even joined my resistance. The rest of the Xianzhou native's life is still terribly long, and there will be new youngsters who will stand beside me in battle. Time is on our side.
You said it was a lonely war. No. It wasn't a war filled with loneliness, but with despair.
God damn.
So much despair that I don't want to ever taste it again.
I see. That's depressing. Jeez.
I'm leaving.
Where are you going, Your Highness?
I'm returning to my homeland. A distant place beyond the sky. I'm not coming back.
But what should we do with you gone? What if those wolf demons show up again?
They won't, my child. You've wiped out the last of them. But before I go, I need you to do one thing for me. Even though the wolf demons are gone, new monsters will appear in this world. Soon, a demon will appear, donning golden branches and knowing only bloodshed.
Oh boy.
However, fear not, my children. I'm entrusting you with this sword that's been with me in countless battles. Use the skills I've taught you over the years, and you'll surely defeat that last demon. But that's not all. I need you to construct a stone monument for me. It must be large and sturdy enough to seal the remains of that demon forever. This is a debt you owe me, and you must fulfill it. Do you understand?
You lied to them. And you lied to me, too.
Oh?
You promised that you'd give your body to me when you couldn't handle things anymore.
Well, this Xianzhou native's life has finally come to an end, my old friend.
Oh no, wait.
How about one last chance for revenge? Come and bid me farewell for the final time.
I just realized what he said. Oh no. The end of his life. He was becoming Mara struck. The giant stone thing to seal is to seal him away. Oh, I hate that my 1 a.m. brain is like not working, but also, goddamn, this is devastating. Holy shit.
He had long since come to some understanding. I could sense a mix of intricate emotions flowing out. It wasn't bloodlust, or anger, or fear. What he had left for you was hope.
They've learned how to fight monsters. But there's still one last monster lingering in the world. Kill it, my old friend. He left me there without ever looking back.
Oh my god. Why is this so depressing? I thought this was supposed to be a fun and happy event, but no, all we've got is more trauma. And there's his remains, isn't it?
Thank you, My old friend. Heliobi can taste human emotions. How do my emotions taste? My old friend.
A hint of bitter compassion and a touch of scalding courage.
God damn it.
Your heart's deepest desire is to end war once and for all. Now, the war is finally over. Can you hear? Even though you can't hear me anymore, my old friend, I'll do everything I can to bring an end to all conflicts in this world.
So, this is the past of the Kalevalan people's Sword of Heroes? You helped the people of that world bring an end to war?
Wait, that's so sad.
I did not. I am a weapon, and I only became the cause of more conflicts. Countless monarchs of Kalevala saw me as a symbol of kingship endowed by nature, and they waged wars in order to possess me. I grew tired of their wicked intentions. I didn't want to kill for anyone anymore.
The sword that doesn't
So I
want to be a
returned
sword.
to the stone monument where my master was buried. And since then, no one was able to remove me from it.
But you allowed Argenti to take you away?
Because even after all this time, I still wanted my master to come home.
Oh. This is depressing. They threw a memory long forgotten on another planet, the stone monument.
During the sword gifting ceremony, I felt anguish when I learned that I would be handed over to the most skilled swordmaster and once again become a tool for killing.
I see.
My
That's why you
master
wanted
had
to
engraved
escape.
his deepest desire into my blade. End war. As a weapon, my purpose was predetermined from the start. I had to become a deadly sword that would relentlessly hack and kill. But once I fulfilled my mission, would I have the right to choose my own destiny like he did? So, I asked the Knight of Beauty to help me break free from this never-ending cycle of bloodshed.
God damn.
These thousands of years have naturally turned into memories of mine. I think I understand the beauty the knight was talking about now.
I don't want to be a sword that brings death. My war ended long ago. The years spent as a tombstone were my finest.
I've told you everything about my experience with Master Guyan on Kalevala. And now, I'm sure that Miss Yunli is as moved by the sword's flawless beauty as I was back then.
Even though I had heard the legends of this sword from the delegation, delving into its memories was still fascinating. Yunli, I trust Guyan's experiences have changed your mind.
I'm fighting back tears right now. God damn it. Oh, why is it so depressing? I had no idea that this sword had such a past. General Huayan said this sword would change you.
That's why Grandpa hid it from me. So I wouldn't make a hasty decision.
That the true principle of yin and yang. how there's always some good in all the evil and how there's always evil in all the good. This story perfectly exemplifies that. That nothing is ever black and white.
I always thought a cursed sword infused with a heliobus would only bring rage and slaughter. I never thought someone could leave behind the desire to end war, and even change the nature of the cursed sword. My position was too extreme. Guyan is truly a sword of heroes. I apologize to all of you for my behavior. I'm sorry.
God damn.
Now that we've proven Miss Yunli's innocence and found the sword, should we now return it to the arsenal?
No. I'm still going to melt down this sword.
But hopefully... Yeah. Oh, Yunli.
I've heard your true desires, Guyan. I can sense that you're tired of being a sword. Constantly serving new masters and fighting battles you no longer want to be part of. Right?
So she wants to melt him down to serve some other purpose then.
But being a sword is my destiny. I'm doomed to serve some master and fight battles endlessly. Can the wind choose to stop blowing? Can a cloud choose to stop drifting? No. It's the same for me. A creation with a predetermined destiny.
That's not true, Guyan. That nameless swordmaster shaped his own destiny. So you can too.
I just can't picture my destiny being anything other than that of a sword.
Fair enough.
Do you remember when you stood alone in front of the swordmaster's stone monument? People admired you because you carried the memories of the hero. You are no longer a sword. You were a memorial.
Later, as I became worn and weathered, the gentle wind would pass through the hollows of my body, creating melodic tones that echoed in the distant mountains. I became a musical instrument then. I miss those times.
Gonna melt him down to a musical instrument.
Can a creation become what it wants to be? The answer is yes. I'll grant your wish, Guyan, and transform you into something different.
Something different?
But this is the price for the war dance. If the Kalevalan delegation finds out...
So cute, yeah, I agree.
Well, my granddaughter has always been stubborn. Are you really sure about this, Yunli?
What do you all think?
It's a fitting end. That's what you want? I'm on board. You might as well ask Guyan's opinion.
Fulfilling Master Guyan's wishes is the reason I came to the Xianzhou. With the driller's blessing, you could turn Master Guyan into a plow. But as long as it fulfills his wish to end war, I support it fully.
Goddamn, Argenti.
Then, I'll leave it to you, Yunli.
I mean, the sword is by all means technically a dead's legacy, so what does Kalevala matter? She should get the final say. True. But I mean, diplomatic ties are always very complicated, so Finally, you make your way to the Artisanship Commission's Pentat Armory, seeking the use of their forging furnace.
It's been an honor getting to know you like this.
The honor is mine. Thank you, Yunli.
God damn.
Why the long face, my child? Are you feeling regret, perhaps? You were completely determined when melting down the sword. So, why the sudden change of heart?
Of course, the grandpa's poking at her. Of course.
Grandpa, I melted down the prize for the war dance. How are you going to explain this to the Lawfu?
Oh, am I hearing right? This little girl is worried about her grandpa. Didn't see that coming.
Of course.
If only I'd talked to you from the beginning, Grandpa. Maybe things wouldn't have escalated like this. But at least Guyen got what it wanted. I have no regrets there.
When it comes to swords, you and your father are cut from the same cloth.
Both stubborn, yeah.
So, are you planning to continue melting down the rest of Hongguang's swords?
Her answer is probably yes, but at the very least now she'll hear them out first.
Yeah. Guyen is unique. But the other cursed swords are still too dangerous for anyone to handle. But
yeah.
maybe I'll try to be more patient next time.
Exactly.
Be more patient. Well said. Remember what you learned today, because there will be many more situations in the future that will require you to be more patient.
Understood. But what about the prize?
Well, ever since you showed up at the ceremony, I had a hunch. So I prepared another sword as a backup plan. And don't worry, this one has nothing to do with Heliobi.
I knew it. He had a backup all the while. Come on.
That's perfect.
Me and my foresight.
By the way, the ambassador from Kalevala and that knight went to Arum Alley. They're looking for a spot to honor the hero. Why don't we go take a look together?
Let's go. Head to the Arum Alley to commemorate the nameless swords master. Majim. Oh.
General Huayan. What brings you here?
Well, my granddaughter was inspired by the heroic legends told by the Mieka Kivesa, so she dragged me here to take a look.
What's this golden sapling? Why did you choose this place?
I come from a long line of Kalavalan monument keepers. For generations, my family has guarded the stone monument left behind by the nameless hero. Over the centuries, a golden tree sprouted from under the monument.
Aww.
And its branches have never withered. We Kalovalans see it as proof of the hero's existence. Before leaving Kalevala, I took a branch from that golden tree, hoping to plant it here to represent the hero returning to his homeland.
Wait, that's so sweet. Yo.
That sounds good. We Xianzhou people don't make coffins or set up memorials, so I'm sure he would be happy to rest here where life is bustling.
The hero had asked our ancestors to carve something into the monument, so I made a copy of it too. While the inscription is pretty worn with age, perhaps you can still make out some of it.
I have drifted far from my homeland and am on the brink of death. Yet, I take solace in having honorably fulfilled my duties. Should you feel compassion for me, kind traveler, please take a handful of soil hence and bring it back to the Lawfu.
Aww.
Mr. Pavo, I wonder if that hero ever left a name in your history.
I apologize. But the hero's epic battles happened long ago, and he did not leave any name for us to call him. But in our mythology, he came from the heavens, and so we call him the Cloud Knight.
Of course.
Welcome home, Cloud Knight.
Now, you can also rest here, Guyan.
Okay, wait. The eyes are tearing up again? God damn it. An unassuming ancient guting. Its body and strings appear to be crafted from a unique kind of metal. Even without a human's touch, it occasionally bursts out notes, as if humming an untuned melody for someone unseen.
Now that my mission is accomplished, the delegation will be leaving the Xianzhou Luofu soon. But of course, the experiences here will become an epilogue to the hero stories.
Of course.
This golden sapling will become a part of the everyday scenery of the Xianzhou. I believe it's what he would have wanted.
Argenti.
As a punishment for being an accomplice in this theft, General Huayan assigned me to guard this golden sapling.
Of course.
Recite the story of the hero and this legendary sword to passers-by. This is not a punishment at all, and I gladly accepted it. Spreading the message of beauty to the Xianzhou residents is exactly what I desire.
Of course. Plastic
However,
Argenti.
I plan to leave the Xianzhou soon and continue my travels. May our paths cross again in the vast cosmos, my dear friend.
Yunli, how are you?
I'm feeling a bit emotional. I'd like to stay here for a while.
Take all the time you need.
Thank you for your guidance. I'm truly grateful. By any chance, would you be interested in taking sword lessons with me? Like March?
Maybe not. I have my baseball bat. Thanks, but no thanks. I don't think I can endure the hardship. I am crying. It's so sad. Why is this so sad? Yo. Alright, I'm gonna take a picture for the thumbnail. I mean, I may not use this one, but you know what? Screw it. I'll angle it in such a way so that you don't see Argenti. No spoilers, guys. So depressing. But it's a really good story though, I will say. Definitely one to think about. How to navigate trauma, how to be more patient. All things that I feel like I could benefit from, or other people could benefit from as well. I don't know. Just feels like it hits hard. It's so nice that for story quests and whatnot, you know, any type of changes that is considered like permanent actually stay permanent. So like the tree just stays here. It'll probably be staying here for perpetuity. So I think that's pretty cool. I enjoyed that companion mission. It was genuinely heartwarming. Gut-wrenching at times too, but like, for once I held it in. Nah, I know. It isn't bad to repress. It's quite bad to repress your emotions and whatnot. It's kind of just... yeah. I enjoyed the story. Like, genuinely, I enjoyed the story. It's been a really fun ride. And a very sad ride. But you know, this is Hoyoverse, so what are we expecting at this point? Anyways, for those of you guys that did pull for Yunli, I do hope that you guys enjoy her gameplay. yeah, let me know what you guys think about the companion mission, because I personally thought this was very well done. And it's a testament to how Hoyo vs. writing just keeps on improving. Like, at first I thought this was gonna be like some plain, what's the word for it? Like, at first I thought it was gonna be more, cliche. Like, clearly, I think you guys can tell, like, I managed to predict some parts very easily, and like, I don't normally predict parts because, you know, I like to immerse myself in the story. I just kind of felt that it was a bit cliche, but they've managed to tell it in a very heartwarming way, and I think that's what matters, really. But yeah, enough of me yapping. For those of you guys on YouTube, thank you so much for coming to watch this video of me playing Yunli's story. And I hope that you guys will continue to look out for the other videos that will be coming to the channel soon. Once again, the community tab has the schedule for September, so do keep a lookout for the videos that will be coming out on over yonder sooner or later. So yeah, thank you so much for coming. I hope you guys have a great day ahead wherever you're watching this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, have a great day, y'all. Bye bye.